Just decided to join early so I could just get everything started. This is gonna be a pretty big call, so want to make sure everything's good. How's everybody doing? Oh, Alex, you're already in here. Yes, sir. What's up, chat? Let me make an announcement real quick. How's everybody's day going? I'm having a good day. Yo, Woody, you got a request to speak, by the way. Guys, if I talk weird or like my face looks a little bit puffy, I just got my wisdom teeth taken out. So, yesterday. So my bad.
Nice.
It's good, Shifty. Bro, what's good? What's good, Alex?
How's everybody doing?
Bro, looking smart. What's up, Ben? What's up, Cuts? What's good, Jeffrey? Sahir, Louise. Yo, Alex, your camera is it's loading.
It's loading.
Yeah.
There we go. We're up. I just had to allow access. How we doing?
Shoot, bro. I'm doing good, bro. How are you doing?
I'm great, brother. I'm great. Wow. Looking forward to dropping some gems.
Yes, man. You're in the UK right now. You're not traveling?
Nah, if you call me next week, I'm heading back to Dubai, but I've been here for parents' birthdays, Christmas, all of that. But we're back out.
Yeah, that's fire. So if you guys don't know, I actually met this dude on a FaceTime call with Yu Shen, bro. I was having breakfast like when I was going crazy with my winter, and you were out there in China. What were you doing out there?
We were just seeing them, checking up on some supply chain stuff because we have a brand now with the whole ecom thing. So we just went out there to go see how everything was getting on, go visit the factories, and Leon, because you work with Changwang, the company. Leon, the guy that runs that, right, he treated us like kings, like flew us out there, hotels, everything. It was fucking nuts.
Really? Was it expensive?
Yeah, man, it's sick. Well, we didn't pay for anything, so
oh my god.
But I don't know how much. I mean, he fucking rakes it in, so it's not much for him. But
that's fire.
Yeah.
Do you have the chat open by chance?
I can pull it up.
Yeah, someone said you met Yu Shen because they'll ask you questions and stuff too. Most people in here do organic drop shipping, but they have a amazing perception of ads. Everybody in here wants to get into ads. Everybody's curious about it, so nobody like hates on ads or nobody hates on organic. Actually, it's like a little bit.
But you can't hate on ads.
Yeah. You definitely can't hate on ads. I definitely want to ask you some questions about ads, like more into the call, like some common like misconceptions about it.
Of course.
Yeah. So do you have a YouTube?
Chat. I do not have a YouTube. No, I don't really do any content stuff like that. Klaus was telling me, he was like, bro, you need to like up on the videos and stuff whilst I was out in China, but
yeah, bro, because you were traveling like everywhere.
Yeah, I was living in Thailand and Bali, and then obviously was in China and Hong Kong because the whole business is set up in Hong Kong, so that's why we were there. Right. You were like, bro, you need to video this shit, and I was like, yeah, I probably should, but
How's living in China and doing drop shipping? Would you recommend that to anybody else or like any other people?
China's sick. I would definitely recommend going there for 10 days, but like any longer because Shanghai is fine. Everywhere else they've got this like they call it like the Great Firewall of China. Basically, unless you're running everything through WeChat, like what they do, everything's through. So they've got Instagram through WeChat, TikTok through WeChat, stuff like that. It runs at like 0.5 megabytes per second. So I was spending half a day to just get up a group of ads. So it was proper.
Right.
It was long. So I wouldn't be doing that.
Someone asked you, did you go first? Have you ever tried organic? Have you ever did organic, or you went straight into ads?
No, I've never done organic, to be honest. I went straight into the whole backstory. If you want me to like start from like how I kind of got into dropshipping and that whole thing was, start of COVID, I had like £500 saved up because I was going to go traveling around Europe with my mates because I was start of COVID, I was like 16, 17. Obviously that all got cancelled, so I was like, fuck it, I'll throw it into dropshipping, see how it goes. Sold women's like fitness and gym stuff that like 20x, so I was like, oh shit, this works, and then just sort of snowballed it from there. And here we are. Yeah, I am from England, Mark. I just saw that.
Okay. Well, yeah. So the call just started right now. So yeah, I think we should just begin. Like, just give like a brief introduction to like who you are, how you got into drop shipping, how long you've been into it, and just like just kind of like an introduction
Yeah.
to who you are, what you do.
So obviously, yeah, I'm Woody. I'm from the UK. So anybody in here from the UK, big up. I've been doing dropshipping on and off for about 5 years, and then when I graduated from university, I started doing it full time. So about 6 months now. Since doing it full time, I've done just over $2 million in revenue, and in the whole 5 years, I've probably done about 3.5 million. So I kind of know what I'm doing in terms of paid ads and stuff like that. The whole game's changed. So I started off with Facebook ads and like ran into the problems that everybody runs into, gave up a little bit, and then sort of 2 years ago discovered TikTok ads, and that sort of took me from A to B in terms of like really multiplying my money and understanding sort of the business strategy and structure that you need to get in place. And then from there sort of folded back into Facebook, because that's where you can really build sort of the longevity of a business. Because TikTok, you can have something run for a month, 2 months, especially if you don't want to pump money into UGC, and you can make good money from it. But Facebook, you can run products for 6-7 months with just a couple of creatives. So that's what I'm doing now. I've got two main brands, fashion and problem solving. So
Okay,
that's
that's
me.
fire, bro. Yeah, that's fire. So what platform would you say right now is like the best? So like people are running TikTok ads and then Facebook. So would you just tell people just to strictly stick with Meta?
No, actually, I think if you're so for the transition, because obviously a lot of people in here do organic. I would say the easiest thing to do is probably go from organic to TikTok, because I've done a lot on TikTok and I've done a lot on Meta. I found that sort of because I find a lot of my products TikTok for TikTok like ads was just scrolling organically, like finding products that were popping off, stuff like that, and that translates really really well into TikTok ads. Something that's popping off on TikTok or Instagram Reels or anything like that translates over to TikTok ads really well, especially if you've got a relatively decent margin. And TikTok, especially for beginners, you need a lot less money. So you can spend 50 or so dollars a day testing a product, and like after 20 or so dollars, you'll know whether that product's worth running or not, or just killing. Whereas on Facebook, like you can spend $400 on a product before you really have any idea on whether or not it's worth running or not. So I definitely say if you're migrating from organic and want to get into paid, TikTok is probably the easiest, because you can just rip content straight off of TikTok, and
So you can take
it's a lot
TikTok.
less.
I'm sorry. Keep going.
No. Yeah, go. Yeah,
So you can
basically,
take
you can just rip TikToks.
videos that are already on TikTok and run ads and run TikTok ads on those videos.
Yeah,
Oh
exactly,
wow.
exactly that. That's kind of how I. So I did okay at the very start with like Facebook and the gym stuff, but like in the grand scheme of things, it wasn't like as a 16-year-old, it was amazing, but in the grand scheme of things, it was nothing. But TikTok was when I was able to take it from like I'm making like $1,000 revenue a day, which at the time obviously is sick, to going like 25K, 30K revenue days, because you
Wow.
can just snowball that like crazy.
Oh my gosh. That's crazy, bro. That's fire.
Yeah,
Someone said, as a
yeah, it's sick.
16-year-old from the UK and in A levels and want to drop out, he said he does organic. Do you think school helped you?
I definitely wouldn't drop out doing A levels. If you're 60, I mean, I did A level, I did GCSEs, A levels, university. All of it was useful in terms of not necessarily the business side of things, but building yourself up as a person. Like if you drop out of school, you isolate yourself, especially when you do business drop shipping. You're isolated a lot of the time. You know what I mean? So like you're working from your laptop. Like you can travel the world, but at the end of the day, you're in your room working from your laptop. So doing A levels, going to university teaches you more about life than you'll be able to learn sort of just sitting in front of a computer. So like there's no point, like drop shipping's not going to go anywhere. You can still do drop shipping whilst doing A levels. I did it. You can still do drop shipping whilst doing uni. I did it. And like from my experience, like you have such a good time, it's not worth throwing that away to like try and make a bit of extra money now, when it's you can still do that
Right.
in the future. That's
Um,
my 2 cents on it.
Someone says, does removing metadata matter for real?
I've never found it to matter. I mean, if you want to, you can, because it doesn't take very long. But I've never found it to like make any difference, move the needle at all.
Right.
So
I wanted to ask you this question a little bit further into the call, but someone just asked right now, so I might as well. But I think that there's a big misconception inside of like the Facebook community where like people think like, oh, you know, organic has super higher profit margins, you know, like the whole thing with profit margins. So can you kind of like shed some light on that with your experience with profit margins, and like what are they kind of relatively?
Of course. So it changes like based on platform, product, all of these things. But I say generally, so my main like store and brand is fashion. Like month on month, we do about 300K a month, and we probably run after taxes, employees, everything like net going into our pockets is about 22%, which is really good for fashion. That's after returns, chargebacks, you name it, everything.
Right, right.
On TikTok, it can be higher because TikTok, like a lot of the time, will do deals. So I remember when I first hopped on it, they did spend $1,500, get $1,500 free ad spend. So basically, as long as you had a product that was break even, the first $1,500 in ad spend, for the next $1,500, everything was just on your gross margin. So whether that was like 65%, that's how much you're putting back in. So at the very start, when I first started on TikTok, they had that, and there was a little sort of hack trick you could. It was a little bit black hat, but like you could just freeze your card, and so you could spend another $1,500. So you could spend 1,500 and then get 3K in free ad spend. So like a lot of people I know were rinsing that hard, and like obviously if you get 3K free ad spend and your gross margins are 65%, like, you do the maths. Like you're making a lot of money there, just profit.
Right.
So
So
yeah,
are the
for
profit
my fashion
margins
stores, it's about 22.
okay? So are they like usually are they always like usually always lower, or like sometimes you can get like, are there products that you can have 70%, 65, 55% profit margins with?
Yeah, obviously there are products you can do that with. With fashion, obviously, it's like it depends on the perceived value of your product. It depends how you market it. That there are so many different factors when it comes towards that. So you could sell like something I know that you can get really high margins in is the beauty niche. So say you sell some like laser skin repair thing, you could sell that for $400 if you market it well, have a great angle on it, and you could be getting it for $50. Obviously, you'll have to spend more to acquire the sale, but generally you can be getting some super high profit orders there. But the risk then is with higher like cost orders. So if it's a $400 item, you do have to spend a lot more to get that sale. So you're risking a lot more in terms of when you're testing it and stuff like that. But yeah, it's definitely worth it if you can make it work.
How do you feel about the supplement niche?
I really like the supplement niche. I know a lot of people that do really, really well in it. I like it a lot, but with Facebook, you have to be really careful with what you advertise, how you advertise it. Obviously, there's ways around it. You can get agency accounts, things like that, but they cost a lot of money. So yeah, you just have to be careful. And that's also an issue that a lot of new dropshippers, especially on Meta, find is that Facebook ban you so much, so much. If you get hit with one ban, you find that every single thing you fucking try and test afterwards just gets banned. So we run on an agency account just to simply avoid the bans, because it's worth it for us in the long run. If we can do X amount of revenue and pay them however much we do, it's better than just stop starting.
Right. Yeah. No, that absolutely makes a lot of sense. Someone said, do you find better success with CBO testing or ABO?
So CBO. So whether that's TikTok or Facebook, both CBO, just broad, no interests, nothing like that. We've started to introduce interest targeting into some of our like problem solving products, but generally it's all just broad CBOs, and you do all the targeting, especially on Meta, within the ads. So it's smart. Like you're not smarter than the Facebook algorithm. It knows who your target audience is from your videos. So just let it do its thing. It might take 2 days for it to optimize, but just let it do its thing, and the money will come in.
Yeah, that's one thing I like that makes sense too. Is like you're not gonna be smarter than Facebook, so you might as well let it
No,
do like most of like
no.
the heavy lifting.
And the same thing with TikTok. TikTok's got a different algorithm to Facebook. Facebook is much more sort of laser pointed. Like, it will see your creatives. It'll be like, okay, this pocket of people is who are going to want it, and so it does really well in that sense. TikTok kind of does the opposite. It just blasts your shit out to everybody and just sees what to like throw shit at the wall and sees what sticks. So that's
you're talking about
the two different things. But
Plus,
TikTok's
right?
good. Pardon?
You're talking about Advantage Plus, right?
On Facebook, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Someone said, do you recommend selling high value products or low value?
I definitely wouldn't sell low value products. I don't know what you mean by high value, but for Facebook, I would definitely recommend having a margin of about $40 on your products. That gives you enough to sort of scale profitably. If you have like a $20 like break even margin, you can do okay at like low scale. You could probably do like $1,000 a day and make a decent bit of money. But if you wanted to move up to like 5, 10, 15K a day, that's going to get eaten up so quickly. So you want to have good margins, and that doesn't necessarily have to be increasing the price of the product. That can be increasing AOV by like adding add-ons, shipping protection, all that sort of stuff can like supplementary increase your AOV.
Right. So if someone was like dead broke right now, right, and they wanted to get into paid ads, would you recommend them to start with organic and then build their way to paid ads and use that capital, or is paid ads a business model where it's kind of low entry to enter? You don't really need that much money. You would suggest somebody with no money just jump into it right now.
I mean, flat broke like nothing. No, because you wouldn't be able to run paid ads. But I think for TikTok, if you knew what you were doing, like I wouldn't just jump straight into it. I would talk to people, make sure I knew what I was doing. So a good Discord for, I'm gonna plug somebody else's Discord. I'm sorry, but for TikTok paid ads is Econ Paradise. I was in there from the beginning, and like that definitely helped me with TikTok paid ads. They've got good strategies and stuff like that. And I would say you could start TikTok paid ads with maybe about $500, but you have to then be pretty lean on your testing. Like if something doesn't have a sale after $20 spent, you kill it, you move on to the next one. If you have a bit more, you can sort of let it run a little bit longer. But when you're sort of spending $20 and killing, then you're going to find like a home run winner. If it's getting sales like that early, that's something you can sort of surf scale, and that's what you do on TikTok, which is why I liked it a lot, because Facebook is sort of daily. You slowly increase the spend, and then you've got to down and then up, and you're sort of playing with it a little bit. Whereas TikTok, it's like during the day, okay, that's got 2 sales, bump the budget. Okay, it's got another 2 sales, bump the budget. So like from the start of the day, you go from spending 100 to spending maybe 15K, but then you've done 50K revenue, you know what I mean? But all in the space of a day, like you didn't know. Like some days I've tested a product and gone from spending 100 to 10K in the first day of testing on TikTok. It's fucking wild. Damn. Like it's a video game. It's hysterical, but money's good.
What would you say was your biggest challenge when starting ads? How'd you get over that challenge?
The biggest challenge when starting ads is definitely, especially with TikTok, is supply chain. So obviously we use the same supplier, but with TikTok, it's a speed to market thing. And I assume it's probably a similar case for organic. It's you want to be the first person that's throwing that stuff online. So if you see an organic TikTok that's popping off, you want to be the first ones taking that video and throwing it up. And then you're running the risk of, if that goes viral, like is in the sense of like that's a high selling video, and you scale up and like first day you've done 10K, and then you go back to the supplier like, hey, like, do you have this? And they come back and go, nah, but we can make it. And then it's like a month-long delay. Like, so those were the issues, especially when I was starting with TikTok. Those were the issues I fell into a lot, was scaling up a product that I've realized the suppliers didn't actually have at that time. So it took like 35 days for them to get it out to them. And then it's just like chargebacks, payment account bans, and it's just all that shit. Eventually, obviously, the money comes in, but yeah, tons of chargebacks. It's fucking pain in the ass.
What
But like, so from that, you learn to just check, and that's why I also moved to Facebook, because there's way less sort of speed to market bias there. Like, you can test something on Facebook that's been running for 3 months and it will still pop off.
Oh yeah, so I want you to touch on that too, because that's some of the sauce that, like, you know, you told me when we were just texting on Instagram in the past. So you have a method of where, like, you will just like take organic products, right? So products that, you know, we blow up and stuff like that, and you'll run them on TikTok and Facebook, right? So you say that organic products that are viral and are doing good can also translate into paid ads.
100%, and this is what I was talking to you about. Yeah, so almost, I'd say, especially on TikTok, the people who do TikTok advertising, 90% of them are running organic videos through paid ads. So they'll be scrolling on TikTok, scrolling on Instagram, waiting to find something that's semi-viral, going viral, in the process of blowing up. And they will just rip the videos and just put money behind them. And that's kind of what 90% of TikTok ads is, what all the people that do sort of TikTok ad e-commerce, that's what they do. They will find something that's organically doing well and just put money behind it, because there's a lot more what's the word I'm looking for, like structure, in the sense of when you're spending money on ads, you can predict a lot easier like how it's going to go. So okay, today we're spending this much and it's going to do this much, in that sort of sense. Whereas obviously with organic, it's like it's a bit more like a darts ball. It's like you throw it and you hope it hits, but you never know. Whereas with TikTok, it's like, okay, if it's working, it's working, so we put more money behind it. And that's like where I think the advantage of paid ads comes in over organic, because organic's just sort of like a shot in the dark, whereas paid ads, obviously, it's still at the same time, it's like strategized gambling.
Exactly.
Like when it works, you can double down on it so much harder, and like you can do so much more in like a shorter period of time, which is my a benefit, like why I prefer it.
So would you recommend? So you would recommend doing that, or would you like strictly just focus on like TikTok Shop products?
TikTok Shop products, I don't think work on TikTok very well. I think TikTok Shop products, because of their such like, and that's like something that organic does well, is TikTok Shop products pricing is so much lower than anything you'd be able to profitably sell through paid ads, because the way TikTok Shop works is obviously through affiliates. So they pay them a percentage of what, so say they sell something for $20, they'll pay the affiliate $2 for every sale. So they're guaranteed to make profit on that sale, because say like their cogs are 5, they pay the affiliate 2, and they sell it for 50. If sale they're going to make 8. Whereas on ads, you don't know like necessarily what your CPA is going to be. It can fluctuate, it can vary. So you're never going to be able to compete with TikTok Shop products, which is why people will like won't use TikTok Shop products. They'll say, like, what I see a lot of people doing is like they'll scroll on fashion and they'll see a dress from, or like a hoodie from like Zara or somebody like that. They'll rip the video, go to the supplier, say, can you do this? And then just pump that video out, and then they can get a lot higher margin on that. So they sell the jacket or jumper or whatever for $60, get it for 20, and then they've got a $40 margin. Whereas if you're competing with TikTok Shop, these people will get the TikTok Shop ad, and then the next one will be your ad, and they'll just scroll back up to the TikTok Shop and go, this one's half the price. Right. I mean, that's why I don't think TikTok Shop works too well on TikTok. But conversely, it works. They work well on Facebook.
Okay, yeah. So that's what I was gonna add. So do TikTok Shop products work well on Meta though?
Okay. Yeah, they do. As long as they're not like cheap, tacky shit things. Yeah, they work well on Meta.
And so, like, do you think that like organic products work good on Meta too, or that's just for talking about TikTok?
No, organic works well on Meta as well. Okay, so some of the products that I've ran on Meta before have been like products so they've been products that I found organic, and then I've run them on both TikTok and Meta, so side by side. And
when you told me that information, bro, that like literally changed my perspective. And I even actually like made like 6 orders on like my main winner with that one, and then like I made a couple orders with like just different other like pet products and stuff like that. But that like really changed my mind, bro, about doing Facebook ads, and just made the business model like a lot easier for me, because now it's like, okay, I can use my organic knowledge, right? Like I know I have good product selection. Now I know I could just put money behind these products and just freaking print, bro. Especially if I can hop on untapped products and things like that and put them on ads, bro. It just changed the game, because I think that a lot of beginners try and emphasize so much on like trying to find that perfect Facebook ad product, right, or something like that, and they just waste a bunch of money, and then say that the business model is horrible.
Yeah. No, 100%, and that's what I was speaking with you about. Like that, I wanted some source from you on like how you guys find your organic products, because obviously you do well with that. And if it's doing well organically, that means it's like super untapped. It's probably not hit the ads. It's probably all of this stuff. So like, I was trying to get
that's
the
some of the benefits
on that.
Oh, sorry.
No, I was finished.
So like that's some of the benefits that you also get, from like being in organic first, which I think translate, because I think that a lot of information from organic translates into ads, and I think that a lot of ad information translates into organic. I don't think that people like really use both of them to capitalize on whichever one that they're spending like the most energy in. So like if you're in organic and you know about the products, then you're gonna be able to find products a lot easier.
I feel and with organic, is it kind of a case of like you find something, and because I've never done it, so I don't really know. Is it a case of you find a product, you order that product, and you make your own videos on it and post them on TikTok and like just dumbing it down basically, and then like hope that goes viral and gets you sales? Is that kind of the whole process of it?
Yeah, so for organic, you'll find like the ideal situation is like you'll find a competitor. They're going semi-viral, like you were saying. You're an early person that hops on it. There's maybe like less than 3 people running it. You'll order the product. You can either get it on Amazon or AliExpress. Ideally, you do want to get on Amazon so you can get it faster and run it. But if it is on AliExpress, it works better in your favor too, because it's it gets harder to actually for competitors to get the product. And then you just test it. You can. That's the thing with organic, is like even if you have a winner, you never know how much that winner is gonna convert personally for you. Because in my experience, I've had a winner that's converted shitty for one person, but one person's ran it, and then they're hitting 6% conversions every day with it. So it just organic is just so like just up and down, bro. It's just so unpredictable.
Yeah. Obviously, like I think if you're straight flat in as a beginner with very little money, I don't really see a better sort of business opportunity, because you can get involved in that for like however much the product costs, whether that be $10, $15. Like that is super low barrier to entry compared to paid ads. When like for example today I've spent like $4,500 on my ads. Like it's fucking stupid.
Yeah, bro.
So it's like, yeah.
Wait, so it's like what?
It's like that, but then the thing is, like, the reason I would recommend to everybody that's doing organic to then move over to paid ads is you can just multiply your testing and like scale the whole thing out by tenfold, because you can only order so many products and make so many videos a day. But like the rip content, set up a couple product pages and run the ads, like on your own you can easily be doing like 5, 6, 7 a day. And like that, you're not then relying on posting 20 videos and hoping one pops off. You do 7 a day. None of them work. 7 the next day. None of them work. 7 the next day. None of them work. 7 the next day. So you're just constantly going through this cycle. I mean, you go for long enough, it's inevitable you're going to hit something or you run out of money.
Do you think that you can successfully do organic and paid ads at the same time? Like, do you think you can make a gradual transition, or do you think that like you should just go all in with whatever one you're trying to be the most successful at?
I would recommend going all in. I think you can always go back to doing what you were doing. So say you like, obviously for you, for example, you do organic, you take the whole switch over to paid. So you'll just dedicate your whole thing to paid ads. I would recommend doing that, because then your entire focus is just on that. You don't have to be like, okay, right, this is that organic, oh, this is that paid, like, oh, what am I doing here, what am I doing there? And like, obviously, if it flops, if you do it for, like, I would stick to it for a while, like a good while, test a good amount of products. Don't just sort of write it off after a couple of hours. Like, I know so many people that have like written off dropshipping after a few hours, and like, I'm here, like, it fucking works. I know so many people that do it and it works. I mean, you just have to stick at it. It's a perseverance thing. Same with organic, but it's just the emotional side of things is elevated a little bit more, because with organic it's time constraints, it's frustrating. It's like, I spent all this time making this video, and like oh, I knew it was going to pop off, whatever, and I can get that can be frustrating. But with paid ads, you've then got to add on to that the cost of it. So it's like, fuck, I spent like $1,000 today and made nothing. Okay, the next day you smile, okay, I spent this much and made nothing. So it's tough, but like, you just got to move the emotions from it and do the switch and just go all in. Like with everything you do in business, if you don't go all in and if you're half-assing it, then it's gonna take longer.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. We're nearing the end of the call. I want to ask you this one question, and then I just want you just to like briefly brush over like creatives and content. I just want to ask you, like, what's some bit of advice that like you would give to yourself when starting? Like, you wish that, you know, somebody would have told you. So for people in here, you know, they can get some information, some sauce like that about that. Maybe like
something I wish people had told me.
Yeah. Something that you wish you would have known.
Look after your payment processes, because it's like, for me, for paid ads, look after your payment processes and just don't stop. Like, I've been through periods of 2-3 months where nothing's working. I've just felt like the world was on top of me. Like, I've lost like 20 grand in paid ads and nothing's working. You just keep going, and then you hit that one thing, and this is especially with paid ads, you hit that one product and you make it back tenfold. So just, you know, it's like that meme of the guy fucking digging in the tunnel with the diamonds. You know, you never know how close you are to the next victory. So, you know, don't stop, and you'll do it. Especially if you wanna make it a full-time thing. Like, you just got to go at it with all your effort, all your energy, and, you know, smash it. But payment processors, yeah, look after them, because they can fuck you over. Like, if you get too many chargebacks, oh man, it's a pain in the ass. They'll hold all your money, which I've had. Yes, Ben's got it.
Yes, no, that's some real shit, bro.
But yeah, that's
so. Just briefly,
I can brush through the chat as well and just answer anybody's questions. But
yeah, ahead. We'll do that. We'll do that at like the very end. Like, just let everybody just ask a couple questions real quick before we end it. But I just want you to touch on like content, bro, right? Because I feel like we touched on products, like winning products and stuff like that. But how do you go about like your creatives? So like, do you film any of your own paid ads products? How do you make your creatives? Like, what do you do about marketing angles? You know, so what's your content looking like?
Of course. So at the beginning, creatives and content was just never really did my own thing with it. Like, especially when I got started. So from up to my first sort of 100K in revenue, I never filmed my own videos, did any UGC, anything like that. Everything I did was just ripped content, and then you'd rip the content. Would it, like, obviously if it said a brand's name on it, like if you were testing like a basic dress and it was like H&M or something like that, this was like early. You can do it, obviously, but I wouldn't recommend it. You just sort of edit your name over it, edit the text, whatever, cover it, test it, throw it up, test it. And then if it works, you find more videos of that product, like slash them up, edit them together. And up to my first 100K in revenue, that's all I did was just rip videos, mash them together, like just throw them up, all of this. And that works. Like, you can do hundreds of thousands in revenue. Like, I didn't need to change my strategy when it came towards that. But if you want more longevity out of a product, eventually the organic content on it is going to run out. Like, you can only find so many organic things on TikTok for a single product. So that's when we switched to, like, now we have a team. So we have a content strategist, we have like a team of UGC creators, we've got 2 editors. So basically, when we have a product that so we have 2 sort of processes for testing products. We have products that we find on Ali that we like the look of, and then we have products that we find organic. The Ali ones we'll just send straight out to our creators. Our content strategists will give them scripts, all of that stuff. The videos will get sent to the editors, and then that will just get sent to us. So it's just like that whole process is sort of automated at this point. And then for organic, we still run like a similar strategy. If the product is decent and the ads are decent, we'll send all of the like raw video files over to our editor. They'll send us back 5-6 just mashed up videos. We'll just run a test with those, and if it works well, great. If it doesn't, in the bin, on to the next one. So, but then that really helps with the longevity of a product. So, for example, our winner right now, we have it with like 15 UGC creators, and every week we're getting about 20 new creatives in. Because a product generally doesn't die, the creatives wear out.
Yeah.
And if you can be refreshing your creatives, refreshing the angles, all of these things, because that's a big thing with Meta now, and TikTok, but not so much, is just the angle. Like if you have a product that's winning, find a new angle for it. So whether that be like, I'm trying to think of like these posture correctors, rather than saying it's a posture corrector, say it fixes scoliosis or something like that. Just a new angle, and you just attack a completely different like pocket of people essentially to Facebook.
Can I say something about that too? Like this is, I just want everybody just to like listen to exactly what he's saying right here, because this is a prime example of information that can be translated even into organic. So what he's saying about this is that the product never dies, right? The creatives die. I feel like that translates into organic too. I feel like you can bring back products, right? It's always about just finding that angle. So if you're going crazy with a winner, right? Market it in a different angle. That's why I think it's so important, at least with organic, is finding a product that can be marketed in so many different angles. That's how you'll scale past those 6 figures. So, this is just
100%.
Just an example of the piece of information you can take.
It's all about angles nowadays, Like obviously there are new products coming out all the time. Like that's never going to change, but like I know people that consistently win and consistently have winners on doing paid ads, not by like trying to find the newest organic thing or anything like that. They will just go back through PP, through like Winning Hunter, like these spy tools, or just like from like I have lists and lists of products that I've tested in the past, like from 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and they'll look at them and they'll go, okay, so that was like a product for this. How can this same product maybe target a different audience? So whether that be like anything, sort of leggings, like, oh, these leggings reduce cellulite. Do they? I mean, does it really matter at the end of the day? Like, they bought them, they've got them, they're going to wear them for 4 months to try, and like at the end of the day, after those 4 months, they're unlikely to return anything. So if you can find the angle, and that's why problem solvers work so well on Meta, is because there are so many problems that people want to solve, and if you're promising them a solution to that problem for $50, for a lot of people, it's just worth that. It's worth it to try at least.
Facts, bro. Mic drop right there, bro. Bro is spitting some shit right there, bro. People, I don't think people realize. What's it called though? Someone asked a really good question. They said thoughts on AI UGCs. I didn't even think to ask you about that, but yeah, you know about AI UGCs, right? Of course. What do you think about that?
Yeah. I like it. I think it's decent. I've not been able to fiddle with it too much, and like from what I've seen, like I've tried it, and like our content strategist has looked into it. A lot of the stuff you see on X of people saying, oh, I made this whole thing with like an AI UGC, whatever. When you actually go through that link and look at the service and stuff like that, what you end up getting at the end of it looks nothing like that. So a lot of them are sort of bait and switch things at the moment, like promising you this. Like I have no doubt in the future they're going to be absolutely insane. The fashion, it's not very good because like obviously wearing something, the way it looks and like the way it creases, hard to sort of portray. But for supplements, I know it works really, really well. For things that you can sort of just hold in your hand and don't have to like show too much of, like supplements, that's why it works really well, because they can just hold it. I mean, it's at the start. I like it, and especially as like a low barrier of entry way to get into UGC, it's decent, because UGC can be expensive. But
yeah,
I think from what I've seen, a lot of it can be a bit shit as well. Like that's kind of my opinion on it. Some of it can be decent, some of it can be really shit. You just have to see what you're buying.
Right. Well, bro, I appreciate that so much, bro. We got like 5 minutes left of the call. If any of you guys want to ask him some questions right now, this is the time to ask every single thing that you want to know. We'll just use up these last 4 minutes. Just ask him questions and he'll answer them for you.
And you recommend any payment processors? I mean, I use I don't know if you've seen it, but I use Shopify payments still. But another good one I know is Ocean Payments. I don't use PayPal. I don't know if you look at my name or whatever, but fuck PayPal forever. They'll fuck you over. But Shopify payments works fine as long as you're not like fucking them, and that's why there's this thing you can install if you go into paid ads, guys. There's a thing you can install called Disputifier, which basically can detect when a chargeback's coming into your store, and it basically prevents that by refunding the person. So like as long as your chargeback rate stays below 1%, Shopify won't ever ban you. And so for our store, we have no hold on it. So like when you're dropshipping, a lot of the time if you're doing any sort of scale, they'll hold anywhere from 10 to 20% of your revenue, which can be all your profit. So if you have Disputifier and have essentially no chargebacks coming through, they won't hold any money, and you can do everything like that. Yeah, charge for it, not yeah, you got it. But yeah, Disputifier is pretty cracked for that. When do you think it's the perfect time to change to paid ads? I mean, there's no time like the present. I mean, if you're thinking about it, why not do it? Obviously, there's a financial thing. You have to think to yourself, like, do you have enough money? Are you willing to risk that money? So if you have, and you just put that money towards it. So say you have like $1,000 in your bank account, how much of that are you willing to spend that much on it? You know what I mean? That's kind of all there is to it. If it's the perfect time is whenever you start, mate. When do you think would be a good time to get custom UGC content? As soon as you have proof of like concept with a product, that's what we do. So as soon as we can scale past like 1K days with a product, we're like, okay, this is decent. Right. But then for us, it's quite easy to get UGC, and a lot of the time, like, there's delays. So I would recommend, especially if you don't have like UGC creators on list, as soon as you can, because obviously shipping the stuff out to them takes 10 days, 2 weeks, you know what I mean? So get it sent out to them as soon as possible, and like worst case scenario, the product dies and whatever, hopefully you can revive it with some UGC. But I would say as soon as you have proof of concept in a product.
Do you use the Twitter method when finding UGC creators? Like, so you'll go on Twitter and like ask for UGC and then just work with them that way?
Found some that way. Like, I mean, we find them everywhere. We have, like, the brand we have has an Instagram which has a decent following now, and we have a lot of people that reach out to us. So we're in a fortunate position with that, where we have probably about another 10 people that are just on like gifted collab basis. So we don't even pay them for videos. We're just like, we've got this new collection. Do you want some stuff? So we'll ship it out to them. Drop the brand. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that yet. I will maybe hitting M's a month, but I'm not doing that just yet.
Bro,
yeah. So we'll just send some. But then, like, with the UGC, you'll kind of guarantee, like, you can tell them exactly what you want, how you want it, because obviously you're paying them. With the gifted stuff, it sort of comes through, and some of it's good enough to go in ads. Some of it we just post on the Instagram. Like, it's sort of hit and miss, but I like having that.
All right. You can answer like one or two more questions, and then you got like 30 seconds.
Yeah, I'm just flicking through it. Sniper Cash. What are things you learn about hooks that do well on paid ads? I mean, just jumping straight to it, you know, like the first sort of 3 seconds of a video is what most people will click away afterwards. So if you can get their attention in those first 3 seconds, whether that be like audio or visual, so I mean, just anything that just catches people's attention. Like with fashion, it's different to like problem solvers and stuff like that. Fashion kind of sells itself. Like it's either like they want it or not. Like you can sell a feeling of wearing fashion. If any of you guys want to get into that, that's sort of something you can do. You can sell the feeling of buying it, wearing it, how it makes the person feel, how it like made people interact with them. That's kind of how we do that. But when it comes to problem solvers, you just want to hit the problem straight away. It's like if you're suffering from, or like anybody with this, like you want to just like they want to listen to the first 2 seconds and go, oh shit, this is talking to me. You know what I mean? It's like if they've got knee problems, anybody that struggles to walking up the stairs, oh fuck, I do. Right, okay, that keeps them going. So that's what I found works really, really well for problem solvers, is like a niche way of talking to a subset of an audience. So like, does it hurt your hands when you're writing? And then maybe you're selling arthritis gloves or some bollocks like that. But like being niche with it helps a lot as well. When scaling from organic to TikTok ads, would you change the creatives? Nah. to be honest. I mean, I don't really know what kind of ads you're running for organic, but if something's blown up on organic and doing well, like a million view, to be honest, even like 100K views, like I would just move that straight over to TikTok ads, because clearly it's got that like wow factor, essentially, that people are clicking on it, they're watching it. So I would just move it straight over. The only thing I understand is organic, like from, I've looked through your guys' sort of, pardon me, wins and stuff. Your AOVs are relatively low, so you're selling your products for like $20, stuff like that. I would just make it more expensive. That would be the only sort of change I would make, moving something from organic to TikTok ads.
Right.
So you wouldn't really be able to be profitable selling something for $20.
That's the only thing when trying to source, organic products with ads, is just that, like, you have to find an organic product that has like a good, perception of value, because then you're not gonna you cannot, sell like a low ticket winner on ads. Like, that's why it was so hard for me to scale my product on ads, because the product is like $13 and nobody's gonna buy it for like any more than that. So that's the only problem.
Yeah, but there's also there's ways of like increasing your AOV without actually increasing. So if it's, say, a product, I don't know what you're selling, but like, is it something that you could do like a buy one get one free and then increase that a little bit, especially if the cogs are really, really low? They get lower if you sell two. Like, can you do a buy one get one free? Can you do a bundle offer? Can you make the perceived value ever so slightly higher to justify selling it at a higher price? Because obviously some products, like you said, like, you just can't sell them for more than $15, because like they're just not worth more than that. No matter what you do, they're just not worth more than that. But is there a way to
make your offer
that
better?
AOV up? Yeah. I mean, make the offer better. But some products obviously you can't, like, that is just how it is.
How long did it take you to get your first like success with ads? I'm just curious.
I mean, I was really lucky, to be honest. It was my first ever product was profitable, but that's because of the timing of it. Like, I sold women's gym equipment, like resistance bands and leggings and all that shit during lockdown when gyms were closed. So like, I kind of just hit that market at the exact right time. And then sort of after that, it took a while. But with TikTok, I jumped on TikTok ads like when they were popping off, like just as they were popping off. Nobody was really doing this organic rip tactic, so fucking every other product I was spinning out was doing 10K days. It was a joke. But
that's crazy.
I don't know. It depends. Like Q4, so what we've just come from, that was mental. That like 1 in sort of 3-4 products were winners. Q1, it's a bit harder. Like, people aren't buying as much. Demand's down, but just got to keep slugging at it. And you never know. Like, so for me, for example, say the average is like 30 tests before I hit a good winner. That could mean like my first product, and that 30 is the winner or it's the last. So you never really know which one's going to be. And for me, like 9 times out of 10, it's the products I didn't expect to pop off is the one that pops off. So
really?
You can't really judge it a lot of the time. I would love to be able to say, like, this is exactly how you do it, this is how you find it, this is how you...
All of these steps, for me, low-key, bro.
At the end of the day...
I know this. I'm like, bro, when I know it, like, I know this is going to blow up, it's happened, bro. It's weird. Like...
Really?
Yeah, bro. I just, like, I don't know, bro. I feel like I have a crazy intuition when it comes to products, because I mean just like in my experience, every time I said like, bro, this product is good, like, I know, bro, it ended up doing good. I think maybe like obviously like 1 or 2 products like I never called, but yeah, it's just funny.
No, for me, but then at the same time, I'm testing so many a day. Like, I have certain sort of biases towards like a certain product where I'm like, oh yeah, that's going to be sick. Like, it's popping off right now. Nobody else is selling it. No buying intent, so good fuck knows. But I mean, maybe that's a paid ads thing. But like, yeah.
You want to answer that last question from Will?
I'm just reading through. What do you think the main thing people? Because I just did the scaling for. I do sounds like. What do you think is the main thing why people stay in the same place in dropshipping and can't make progress? I think comfort, in terms of like, if you get to a certain point, like I know a lot of people that have got to making 5K a day, like revenue, making like what, $700-800, and then they sort of step back from doing what they're doing. It's like, oh, I'm like, cool, whatever, I've made it, and then product dies. They're like, okay, right, I've been spent. And this I was guilty of this when I first started making money with dropshipping, was spending the money every day like you're going to be making it forever. I was making $400 a day profit. I was like, yeah, go into fucking LV. I'll have that. I'll have this. I'll have that. Alt product dies. Fuck, I've got another look at Klaus shaking his head, fucking shaking his wrist. And then it runs out, and then you're like, okay, but you just need to keep the momentum. You know, when you're making money, that's the best time to be spending money, because it doesn't feel like you're spending money. Whereas as soon as you stop making money and you're spending money on ads, it's like, okay, it's going down. The bank account's going down and down and down.
That's so
Whereas
true,
if you're making $1,000 a day, it doesn't hurt as bad.
Yeah, no, that's hella true, bro.
You know what I mean? So you just got to keep going with the momentum. So that's why a lot of people don't make the progress and like give up or just sort of slump back into like old ways. Like, you just got to keep that momentum.
Yeah.
What are the best invests you did in your life with dropshipping? Hiring a team. So VA is the most important thing I ever hired. Stop looking at your customer emails, because they'll just make you depressed and angry and pissed off. Hire a VA. Get them to deal with all of that. And then the second would be the content strategist, because that's just fucking... What was that?
Bro,
is that an email?
Yes, bro. Notification from my store, bro. This shit just be bullshit, bro. I just already know it's bullshit.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. It's always bullshit. It's like, this doesn't fit, or it never arrived. I'm looking at the fucking tracking. I can see it posted outside your front door. So it just pisses me off. So
yeah, I hate when customers lie, bro. Those are the worst chargebacks.
VAs, or it's the worst. Hire a VA. Insanely good value. And then a content strategist, but that's significantly more high level. We pay them a salary. They're on 1.5K a month, so like they're paid a salary, so it's a bit long. If everything goes tits up, it's like, fuck, I've got to pay something. And also another good investment, like my whole business is run through Hong Kong and Dubai, so I don't pay any tax. Great investment.
Listen to that. I want to move to Hong Kong for real, bro. I've been looking.
Hong Kong is sick. Expensive though.
Yeah, super expensive. Well, all right, bro. I think that did you want to answer? Did you want to answer anything else, or?
How strict is Facebook with creatives? Very. If you're not running from an agency, very. What countries do I target? Top 5. Let's see if I doesn't have proof of concept. Bro, test everything. You never know. You never know until you test it. Like, that's it.
Exactly.
You never know.
And then, but then if it don't do good, people will hate on you for testing it, bro.
Fuck 'em, you know.
Exactly, bro. Well, guys, this was actually a W-ass call, bro. I just want to say I appreciate you so much, Alex, bro. I know how busy you are, bro, for coming out here, dropping all this sauce for free, man. Over $2 million in revenue, bro. You're going strong, bro. You got so much more to come, bro. And I can't wait to see, like, you know, how our paths go in the future, bro. I appreciate you so much for doing this call, bro.
I appreciate you, brother. And if you've got any questions about paid ads, obviously, like, I'm always here to answer them.
Do you want to link them anything, bro? Like link them your Instagram, anything like that? Because, bro, this dude doesn't run any personal brand, bro. I tell you guys, there's so many people that are making money online and they have no personal brand, so people don't even know.
I'll drop my Twitter. That's the only thing I really drop anything on.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to fucking...
Are you ever going to make a personal brand, bro? Are you ever going to start doing YouTube, maybe?
Yeah, me and my business partner, we were talking about doing it whilst we're out in Dubai. But, bro, honestly, like, other than China was sick. Obviously, being in Bali's sick. But, like, bro, the lifestyle can get boring. Like, we're in sick places, but 9 hours of the day I'm sat behind a laptop fucking getting square eyes. So... you know, there's only so much of that you can vlog. It's like, oh yeah, today I woke up, had a shit, went to the gym, and fucking scrolled through PP ads for 7 hours.
Right, bro. Also, you use PP. Okay.
There's only so much.
All right, boys. Let's get some W's in the chat, bro. Let's end off this call with a strong W, bro. Come on, let's show Alex, bro, the W's in the chat, bro. Come on, guys. Let's get a strong W for all the sauce that he dropped, bro.
Bye, guys.
Appreciate you, bro. Look, they'll go crazy, bro. They'll go crazy. They'll start going crazy. Well, all right, bro.
Well, I expect to see all these names in blue, proper blue, not just dropshipping blue. 1 million blue. Soon come. All of you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, bro. Appreciate you, Alex.
Guys.
Have a good night, bro. I'll hit you later, bro.
Appreciate ya. Take care, guys. Peace out.